We all know how much Ellen loves putting celebrities on the spot by asking them uncomfortable questions. But many of Ellen's famous guests have proved that they can hold their own with the shady talk show host and aren't afraid to snap back at her.
Yeah, she knows me. They know me better than they know you.
You're such a bitch.
Keep watching to find out which 10 celebs clapped back at Ellen. 1. Dakota Johnson. When the 50 Shades of Grey star was on The Ellen Show in December 2019, she talked about her 30th birthday party, and Ellen thought it would be funny to ask Dakota why she hadn't received an invite. But the joke didn't turn out the way Ellen hoped because Dakota pretty much called out the talk show host for lying on camera. Ellen looked very uncomfortable and tried to interrupt Dakota, but the actress wasn't having any of it.
Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Dakota even pulled out the receipts when she told Ellen that everyone at her show, including producer Jonathan, had known about the invite.
This time you invited me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who said you were?
I was invited?
Right there.
Oh, and Dakota also made sure to let Ellen know that she preferred another comedian anyway.
But Tig Notaro performed at your party?
She did.
She did a set?
She did. It was a surprise.
What did she do?
A bunch of funny stuff.
She's hilarious.
She's my favorite comedian. Other than you. Bye.
Dakota even admitted that she wasn't sure Ellen liked her. Ellen assured her that she did and tried to come up with a lame excuse for missing Dakota's party, but it only made things even more awkward for everyone watching. Maybe next time try telling the truth, Ellen. 2. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was a guest on The Ellen Show more than once, but he probably remembers this appearance as his most uncomfortable one. Ellen started off by contemplating Justin's new album and video, but then all of a sudden segued into asking Justin about nude photos of him taken by the paparazzi in Bora Bora. It would have been fine if Ellen had just asked Justin how he felt about the intrusive shots, but she decided to actually put the nude paparazzi photo of Justin on the big screen video behind them. Justin was
Let's play Raid Shadow Legends. Start now for free.
obviously not okay with Ellen showing the embarrassing photo to everyone, and he looked like he was ready to storm off the set. But Ellen kept pushing and asking Justin about the girl in the photo until Bieber finally snapped back.
So there is a woman, there's a young woman in the background you can see in the bed.
Yeah, I know.
Is that your girlfriend?
No, it's not.
Just a girl that you were in Bora
Just a
Bora
friend.
with?
Yeah.
You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
3. Michelle Obama. The whole segment with Ellen and Michelle Obama shopping at CVS Pharmacy was one huge cringe fest from start to finish. But at least we got the satisfaction of seeing the former First Lady put Ellen in her place. You could just tell by Michelle Obama's face that she was extremely annoyed by Ellen throughout the whole segment. The First Lady compared shopping with Ellen to taking a toddler with you to the supermarket.
You know, you're really annoying. It's like taking a 3-year-old to the store.
And even a CVS employee couldn't hide his frustration with Ellen's annoying antics. But the last straw was when Ellen asked the First Lady if she could pull some strings and get her face on money. I have no idea what made Ellen think this joke would work, but the First Lady's response couldn't have been better. Mrs. Obama was definitely not impressed with Ellen suggesting a TV host like her deserved to grace U.S. currency.
Wow. We don't do that. You have to have done something grand, like Harriet Tubman.
I make the world happy
You
every
should
day.
have freed some slaves.
4. Katy Perry. Don't you hate it when you're in a group of people and one of your friends pretends not to remember something just so they look cool in front of others? Well, something similar happened to Katy Perry on The Ellen Show. When Katy agreed to play Ellen's Will You Parry Me game, she definitely wasn't expecting Ellen to be this fake. When Katy jokingly complained about having to get married for the second time, Ellen pretended like she couldn't remember the name of Katy's first husband. Katy looked surprised, but she wouldn't just let Ellen get away with it and reminded the talk show host that she used to be married to another famous person.
His name is Russell Brand.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Russell. Yeah.
And how do we know Ellen was pretending not to know anything about Katy's first marriage? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because she had Russell Brand as a guest on her show shortly after his divorce from Katy and asked him all about the separation. What do you think? Is Ellen really that forgetful, or was she deliberately trying to make Katy talk about her failed marriage? 5. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is a frequent guest on The Ellen Show, and she and Ellen seem to be on friendly terms. But even J-Lo can get tired of Ellen's humor from time to time. Between 2016 and 2018, Jennifer Lopez did a residency at Las Vegas, performing a whopping 120 shows in 2 years. But the R&B diva still found the time in her packed schedule to film a funny skit for The Ellen Show, though she probably regretted it later because Ellen was, you guessed it, very annoying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole thing was scripted, and Jennifer played her part perfectly. However, backstage footage shows J-Lo looking genuinely annoyed by Ellen.
So how do I get under you? Do you get over me? How do we? I've not done it before.
Yeah, because it's not done.
You can tell Jennifer didn't appreciate Ellen taking a peek at her phone, and she even clapped back at the host when Ellen teased her about using a blinged-out microphone.
Who? What's happening? Are you
No,
busy?
no, no,
Am
no.
I interrupting something?
No, not at all.
Who's calling?
It's just force a habit. Nobody's calling.
We just do that every once in a while.
Just look at the time.
Wow.
And here was just with the microphone. I just started bleeding.
You hit it with your.
Yep.
Wow.
It's get a little wild sometimes.
Do you have like a bling microphone?
have
That's
it,
why.
yeah.
If you had just a plain one.
I had a plain one. I think, I chipped
Yeah.
my tooth before
Yeah.
with the microphone.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the bling.
No wonder they decided to cut this part from the official skit, because Jennifer looked very irritated. 6. Cher. In 2018, Cher and Ellen surprised some lucky clients at the popular LA salon Dry Bar when they took over as hairstylists. Ellen started by wetting Cher's client's hair without asking until the singer told her to stop.
It's not wet enough.
want it.
No, you want it wet. You want it wet.
I don't want it wet.
No, you do. You have to start with it wet.
She then proceeded to annoy the diva for almost 8 minutes straight. You can tell how annoyed Cher was by the way she flicked the poor girl's hair. And you already know Cher's a shade queen, so she had no problem snapping back at Ellen. The diva even called Ellen an idiot at one point.
This is the way you do it.
You're an idiot, and I'm not doing it.
But it was all fun and games until Ellen started impersonating Cher by singing one of her classic tunes. Of course, Cher wasn't just going to let Ellen butcher her song like that, so she told the host that her rendition of If I Could Turn Back Time was probably the worst impersonation she had ever heard.
Of all the bad ones I've heard of me, this is probably the worst.
And to top it all off, when Ellen pointed out that the song's lyrics didn't really make much sense, Cher had the perfect clapback.
You're such a bitch.
7. Sean Hayes. Ellen should probably choose her battles more wisely, because trying to put down someone who is as hilarious as Sean Hayes isn't really a good idea. The Will and Grace star complimented Ellen on being an inspiration, but instead of returning the compliment, the talk show host made an awkward joke, so the two of them just started dragging each other. When Ellen brought up Will and Grace being canceled, Sean laughed out loud before reminding Ellen that he wasn't the only one whose sitcom got canceled.
How long was it the first time around before y'all got canceled?
Yeah. I think it was longer than your sitcom.
Yeah.
Ouch. Maybe next time Ellen should think things through before trying to come for someone like Sean. 8. Wanda Sykes. Oh, Ellen, will you ever learn not to mess with comedic legends? You know what they say, don't dish it out if you can't take it. When Ellen asked Wanda about her tour, she probably didn't expect the fellow comedian to clap back the way she did. Wanda made sure to let Ellen know that only one of them was actually touring.
It's gonna be great. And yeah, you toured. You toured for your special, huh?
Well, I didn't really.
Yeah, you
She even pulled a jacket from the so-called Ellen tour that the host had given her.
didn't.
you
I
actually
didn't-
had tour jacket.
Well, it
made up.
It wasn't a tour. It was.
No, it says tour.
Well-
it says tour.
Yeah.
Tour right there.
Ellen got very uncomfortable and denied having done an actual tour, but Wanda pointed out the word tour on the jacket and called out Ellen for performing in just 4 cities and having the nerve to call it a tour. And this wasn't even the first time Wanda took a jab at Ellen. In May 2019, the comedian took over as host on The Ellen Show and made everyone laugh out loud when she threw shade at Ellen for interrupting her guests and asking personal questions.
I like this. Ellen isn't out here interrupting me, asking me all kind of personal questions. How are you?
9. Giada De Laurentiis. Get ready for some serious cringe because Giada De Laurentiis' clapbacks on The Ellen Show were painfully uncomfortable. Ellen invited the Italian-American chef and author for what was supposed to be an informative cooking segment with Nicole Kidman, but the whole thing turned into a super awkward exchange of clapbacks. Giada was supposed to teach Ellen and Nicole how to make risotto balls, and I guess she thought tough love was the best way to do it. The chef first made things awkward when she suggested that Nicole had never cooked anything in her life.
It's Nicole. Have you made meatballs or anything? Just look. Go ahead.
We get it, Giada. Nicole isn't a master chef, but she's a multi-talented Oscar-winning actress, so maybe it's okay if her risotto balls aren't perfectly round. For some reason, Giada was rushing Ellen and Nicole the whole time, and neither the host nor the actress were impressed with the chef's catty comments. Nicole did her best to stay classy, but even she couldn't resist rolling her eyes at Giada's lame joke about balls.
Oh my God, the woman who can't cook made the perfect ball.
That's amazing.
The chef then clapped back at Ellen and told her that her risotto balls look like dog food.
Ellen, that
Good.
looks like dog food now.
The trio then moved on to another recipe, but things got even more cringy from there on. Even Ellen's producer Andy was visibly uncomfortable about having to witness this train wreck of a segment. Giada kept talking over everyone and being super condescending to Nicole, and this was the tipping point for the Aussie actress, who then pointed out that cooking shows were supposed to be relaxing. Wow, you could actually cut the tension with a knife at this point. It all ended with Nicole spitting out a bite of Giada's pizza and Ellen quickly wrapping up the segment. Twitter was quick to react, and while some people called Giada classless and irrelevant, others thought her jokes were hilarious. 10. Hasan Minhaj. When you have a celebrity coming to your show as a guest for the first time ever, the least you can do is learn how to pronounce their name correctly.
And it's Hassan Minhaj.
No.
Yes.
No.
Really?
Well, my name is Hasan Minhaj.
Oh.
I'm not sure if Ellen thought mispronouncing Indian-American comedian Hasan Minhaj's name would be funny, or she just didn't bother preparing for the show, but either way, she got a classy clapback from Hasan.
People always mispronounce it. They're always like, Hasan Minhaj, Hussein. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce it. Meet my son, Higsby Witherthrottle III. And I'm like, how do you not pronounce Hasan? Try it.
All right. Hassan Minish.
No, that's not.
No.
Ellen began the interview by calling herself a huge fan of Hasan, which was ironic because just moments later, she butchered the comedian's name and acted all surprised when the comedian corrected her. Although Hasan didn't look too offended, he decided to use the opportunity to point out the hypocrisy of white people who claim to struggle with pronouncing the names of people of color, while names like Ansel Elgort somehow seem to just roll off their tongues.
Look, when I first kind of, started doing comedy, people were like, you should change your name. And I'm like, I'm not going to change my name. If you can pronounce Ansel Elgort, you can pronounce Hasan Minhaj. There's an actor just named Ansel Elgort, and we all just walk around pronouncing it completely normally.
Yeah.
The clip of Hasan schooling Ellen on her own show immediately went viral, and I think this clapback definitely takes the cake, because it wasn't just funny, but also educational. But now I want to know what you think. Which of these celeb clapbacks was your favorite? Let me know in the comments section below.